Hey guys, Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and as the title suggests, today we are going to be talking about the top legendary summon banner that's coming out for part 2 of the download celebration, and whether or not you should summon on it. So obviously this is the banner that is introducing the new LR Krillin and Gohan, as well as the LR Vegeta that exchanges into Goku. So I did a video yesterday talking about my thoughts on the units, my initial impression. If you want a more detailed description, obviously go check out that video if you haven't seen it already. My initial impression of them is that I found them kind of boring or like underwhelming in terms of their design, just in the sense that they didn't really excite me with their kit. But obviously the data download came out. People have been trying them out now on like the private server Rainbow Full Level 10 links, and apparently they are both very strong. Like Vegeta puts out insane numbers apparently, which I did say in yesterday's video. I wouldn't be surprised if they were really good in terms of, you know, big numbers and everything, but it was just something about their design I didn't find all that exciting. But today we're going to be talking about whether or not I think you should summon on the banner, and, you know, whether a unit is boringly designed in my opinion or not, that doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't summon for them. Because the main thing to think about is what the units are going to be the most useful for, as well as thinking about the banner. So starting off with looking at Krillin and Gohan, they're a rapid growth category lead. Now unfortunately these new LRs are 4 key and 130 to stats with their leader skill, which isn't particularly great if we're honest, but obviously Rapid Growth doesn't have a proper leader outside of the Dokkan Fest Kefla, so if you are missing her, then there is no other proper Rapid Growth leader. So if you are missing her, that is obviously one use for them. But the key thing I wanted to look at, because again, if you want to know more details about the unit, obviously you can pause it and read the information that's up on the screen, or you can check out that video I mentioned from yesterday where I go through their kit in more detail. But the reason that I have this up here is because I wanted to look at their categories. So these are essentially what you want to look at when you think about whether you want to summon for this unit or not. Now, obviously, as with every banner, there's always going to be a couple of mitigating circumstances. If you're free to play or somebody who doesn't really spend a lot on the game at all, legendary summon banners pretty much should always be avoided. Now, obviously, if you don't ever summon on these banners, then you're never going to get the LRs. But I don't know if this is the one that you want to be going for out of these two. And then obviously, you know, as I always say, we can only give you advice based on our own opinions on what is most effective for the game. But if it's something that you're super hyped for, I know some people are really hyped for a Gohan and Krillin card, then obviously, you know, you're probably going to summon anyway. So feel free to summon for the units that you want. But what you want to look at here is the categories. So Rapid Growth, again, there isn't a proper leader other than Kefla, and Rapid Growth will be getting a Super Battle Road stage very soon on Global. So if you don't have Kefla, obviously this unit is going to help you out. And even if you do, they're going to be very useful on that team for sure. Dragon Ball Seekers feels like a team that hasn't really had any significant buffs in quite a while. Has quite a few super type LRs on it as well, so there should be some decent synergy. Joined Forces is a weird team because I don't think anyone really runs that team, but there is a mission for it, I believe, for the legendary Vegeta event when that comes out, so obviously another good unit for that is good. And then Kamehameha, I feel like you're probably not really going to run them on the Kamehameha team, but I mean, you might do, but that team is super powerful, so I'm not too sure about that one. But Rapid Growth, Dragon Ball Seekers, definitely going to help you out with those teams. And of course, if you're a big fan of the card in general, you know, why not? And then when we look at the Vegeta, so again, after having seen the like Rainbow Level 10 link showcases from the private server, this guy is pretty nuts. Now, if you're, I wouldn't suggest summoning for him if you're really hyped about like the revival skill with like the, you know, the scene of the dying speech and then switching into Goku, because the condition is really hard to fulfill, and people that have been trying out like the private server builds already or already having trouble getting him to transform. So It's a bit disappointing because I really wanted this unit and this scene in the game. You know, I mean, I'm still going to summon, obviously, as a content creator. I'm going to do a summon video, but I'm probably not going to go too crazy. But I would like to pull him just to try him out myself, but yeah. So if we look at his categories, though, because he starts off as Vegeta with these exchange cards, all the categories are based off of the starting unit. So obviously he's on Planet Namek Saga, he's on Pure Saiyans, on Vegeta's family. Vegeta family is always kind of lacking to Goku family, and definitely is always appreciated when it gets some solid buffs. Dragon Ball Seekers, again, is, you know, them getting 2 new LRs is pretty decent. Inhuman Deeds definitely is good for getting some buffs. Gifted Warriors, I don't really... Gifted Warriors, I feel like whenever you run that team, you're kind of mainly just skewing more towards the, like, all Goten and Trunks units. And then obviously with their sub-lead being Kamehameha, you have a lot of other powerful units to choose from if you don't just want to run Gifted Warriors on that team. But Planetary Destruction is definitely going to be an interesting one. There are a lot of, I say a lot, there are a good selection of some Saiyan units on that team. So he definitely is going to be a useful addition there. And they are also on Powerful Comeback, which is an interesting category. But they definitely are going to help you out for some of these categories. Now, out of the ones listed here, I believe only Inhuman Deeds is going to be one of the upcoming Super Battle Road stages that we don't have. And I know from seeing some of the stuff from JP, the really easy way to beat that stage is with the double Int Broly, Planetary Destruction and Movie Bosses team. But so these guys, you know, could come in handy there. Super Battle Road is probably going to be one of the places where you're more likely to see the exchange, like Revival as well. So they are definitely going to be useful on a couple of teams. And if you are ever, you know, lucky enough to get the exchange into Goku, he is incredibly powerful, and he's going to be putting out some insane numbers as well. So the units can be useful on a couple of teams, and obviously if you are hyped for them, then, you know, don't let anyone stop you. Feel free to go ahead and summon for them. But the other thing that we have to think about is, what is the banner going to look like? Now, obviously, normally when I do these kind of videos for Global, we have the JP banner to go off of as like a blueprint. But because this is the same time on both versions Celebration, we have no idea what the banner is going to look like until it drops. Now, obviously, the first thing is, you know, it's going to have all of the general pool LRs. So if you get lucky, even if you don't pull either of the 2 new LRs, you have got units in there like obviously Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who's really good. Jiren, who's still one of the more powerful yellow coin LRs. Turles, who probably is my favourite summonable LR non-Dokkan Fest. Broly, who of course after his Easy A is absolutely insane now. A lot of the yellow coin LRs are still very powerful. Obviously, we're missing out on a couple that haven't come out yet that are on JP. So if you're on JP, obviously units like Janemba is going to be on that banner as well, who's very, very good. Majin Vegeta, who got his Easy A on JP. That won't take too long to come to Global, so obviously that is a decent one. Super 17, fairly recent release. I do like... Everyone kind of dunks on how wonky his design is, which it is, but... he's still, you know, somewhat decent. So there are a decent selection of units that you could be lucky enough to pull if you don't pull the new unit. But the problem is, what are the other featured units on the banner going to look like? And top legendary, or legendary summon banners in general, are notorious for being absolutely terrible when it comes to featured units. And bear in mind that this is a Namek Saga themed banner. So when we go ahead and look at the Planet Namek Saga category here, we're looking at units that are going to be featured. They have to be non-Dokkan Fest exclusive SSRs. So when we look at the list of some of these units that could potentially be featured on this banner, we've got units like AGL Final Form Frieza, who is okay, I guess. We have units like... this STR Final Form Frieza. Pretty outdated, didn't get an Easy A. So, you know, same with the like physical Kaioken Goku. Man, just looking at some of these, there aren't even that many that are in the Namek Saga. So I guess, like, imagine if the featured units are like the 2 new LRs, and then you can have units like Nail, AGL Final Form Frieza, STR Final Form Frieza, Physical Kaioken Goku, and we're already running out of like non-Dokkan Fest exclusive SSRs. So I really don't know what this banner is going to look like. One thing that would be pretty awesome, which I think is very unlikely, because the banners have not returned in I don't even know how long, nearly 2 years at this point. Imagine if they put this Gohan and this Vegeta on there. Because obviously the Vegeta that exchanges into Goku card starts off as Extreme Int and then changes to Super Int. And obviously, you know, the 2 Vegetas will link together really, really well. And then the Goku will have some links with Gohan. But obviously they're each giving the 50% support as well. But these units haven't been around in God knows how long. They're only ever on those type banners previously. But they haven't been around for years. It would be really nice if they started putting them on some of these other banners. And I feel like that could be something they could do to maybe give people an incentive to summon. Like, if you imagine if whenever we get a legendary summon banner and a new LR comes out, let's say even if it is only one LR and they're, say, a physical one, they could then put the Gohan and the Super Buu on that banner as featured units. And that would probably encourage people to summon more. Because even if it's a super type unit, like the Buu is still a physical orb changer, and, you know, it's another opportunity for you to get him. So it'd be kind of cool if they were on there, but I do think that that is pretty unlikely. So just by looking at the Namek Saga units, there isn't even that many. So I'm actually really intrigued to see what the featured units are going to be. I feel like we could end up getting some other, like, maybe not necessarily Namek Saga, but we could end up getting, like, Gohan on Icarus, because we don't really have any, like, SSR Krillins. Maybe when it comes to the Vegeta, we'd end up getting like the physical Gallic Gun Vegeta or something. So in terms of the featured units, this is going to be a very standard Legendary Summon Banner affair, I think. And the featured units are going to be absolute garbage. You only really want to pull the new LRs. And so, yeah, I think for most people, I would have to say that this banner is a skip. Like, bear in mind, we've got the... After the worldwide celebration is over and done with, we've got the Dokkan Fest Kid Gohan coming up, who's really good. Super Vegeta, who's really good. Heroes is going to be coming up. And then in December, we're going to have the Tanabata with the transforming, well, the fusing LR Gogeta as well. So there's a lot of crazy stuff on the horizon. And I honestly think if you're still lacking either the new Goku or Frieza from the Dual Dokkan Fest banner, you probably just want to summon on them instead of summoning on this one. So, yeah, unfortunately, unless you're super hyped for either of these LRs, I would have to say that for most people, this banner is going to be a skip. But let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, you should always summon for units that you want. So if you are hyped for one or both of these units, you know, don't let anyone tell you what to do. You should summon if you want to, but obviously be aware there's a lot of crazy stuff coming in the future. I am going to do a summon video, like I said earlier, so hopefully we do get lucky, but we shall see. I believe the banner goes live. When I put this video up, the banner will be coming out in just over 12 hours, I believe. And I think I get home from work a little after the banner comes out. So depending on what that timing is, I might come home from work and go live straight away and do some summons. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell notification so you know when I'm going to be going live. And maybe I'll see you there for some summons. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you summoning? Are you skipping? Which of the two are you going for if you are summoning? Let me know all of that down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.